Brother Clay, last caller of the night. Last caller of the night.
Oh, night.
Brother
What's up,
Clay,
man?
what's happening?
What's going on, everybody?
We chilling, just doing a little Thug Thursday.
It's dope, man. I heard the beginning you were talking about the Mercury song. I thought it was dope. I just looked, a couple million people like it,
Yeah, it's
or at least
good.
checked it out. So it's dope. It's dope.
Yeah, Merc's got a big online presence, so it was people think it was good for Mercules, but that song was good for Bone.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you think Bone is as like they're oldies now in a sense. You have the young generation that chases the music. For me, if I was going to invest in Bone again, it would have to be a different type of marketing for sure, based on their age and everything, and just where they are.
Well, the problem is that the hardcore Bone fans want a Bone album that sounds like Lord and sounds like Homicide, and the problem with that is the only fucking people that will buy it are Bone fans, because that sound is DOA right now. Like, that's not a popular sound, even though it's the one that we all love. So it's very torn, because you can't get Bone fans behind new waves, and you can't get new fans behind old ass Bone songs. So they're just kind of in a. I think they're in a weird place. Busy Bone recently said something about them holding. He wants them to hold out for 200 or 300 million, which is psychotic numbers for me, in my opinion. That's a insanity number to hold out for Bone Thugs and Harmony to do an album with a fucking label. And if we're holding out for 300 million for Bone Thugs and Harmony, we're probably never getting a new Bone album, in my
Agree.
opinion.
I agree. I agree. I was going through all the documentary footage, and I started to release some of it on Instagram, and building up to this movie deal. But you hear Busy talk, and the vision is there, the willingness is there, the credentials of the team, the capability of the team is there. And where you can see in one of the clips, he's talking with me, and we're at Easy's gravesite. He's like, "Yeah, my sons are next." I'm like, "Yeah, Little Busy's the shit."
Oh yeah,
And then the
I
next
love
thing you know,
Bloodline.
he's like, "Okay, now you can do Little Busy. It's gonna be $2 million." I was like, "It's gonna be what?"
Yeah,
Well,
it's
then
tough,
there that goes
and
out the window,
and 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 I'll just say that
which is
it
I
doesn't
don't
mean that
really.
I don't think they deserve it. I think for Bone and what they did for hip hop, and what a song like The Crossroads means, and their evolution in style, these guys deserve everything that Busy Bone says they deserve. So it has nothing to do with what
True.
they deserve versus what's realistic. It's like when Denzel said, "It's not what you know, it's what you can prove." And it's not about what they deserve, it's about what you're worth in the market. And the unfortunate thing is, I don't think the market will see Bone as a $200 million fucking project.
Right. But what the smart thing, instead of, if it were me, instead of saying, give me 200 million now, give me 100 grand. Let me make a full production movie, and I'll ride the wave off of that. You rebrand yourself out there. Like John and I were talking about the Sons of St. Clair the other day. Straight Out of Cleveland is years past due, and once people talk about it, the whole world sees it, like we were talking about earlier about a Wish album, it kind of gets to where, you lose interest if you're not getting it, you accept that it ain't fucking happening.
That's why
Unless,
I'm really glad that Leaves of Legends, actually came out, because Crazy promoted it, and I was like, fuck, man, promote so much shit to us that doesn't come out. So I was really hyped that it came out, because that piece is important as well. Is that there's so many failed projects that are. I don't know if people get excited and they jump the gun and just say some shit, or they decide to cancel it. I don't really know, but it was good to see Leaves of Legends actually come out as promised.
Yeah,
You know, all of us have. Leagues of Legends was dope. That's a great team behind that. The marketing is there. There's a product to sell behind it. So it's a smooth plan, and it's working for what they're trying to do, which is, create income, right?
Yeah.
Based on what you. I mean, that's if you can get this stuff to pay for itself, then it's lovely and it's motivating, and you want to keep going.
Did you see the
That's
new...
it right there. I didn't really make a comment on Leagues of Legend or too much, but Clay, you just said everything that was in my mind. He was doing it to create a brand, to create income. He's a businessman.
Yeah, it was very good, very smart. You know you know that brand now if you're a Bone fan. You knew it anyway, but now it's really like there's a fucking album about it, So
yeah,
it was good. Clay, did you see the new Busy Bone videos, Fake Love or Murder for Hire, and what did you think?
Oh, I did. Murder for Hire was the one where he was with the hat and shit, right?
Uh-huh.
With the trash cans.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like to see it because I believe a person like Busy, or all the Bone Thugs and Harmony, one of the things holding them back is not having consistently putting stuff out. You can't have old weapons in this new war, for lack of better terms, right?
Yeah.
The old way of doing things, where you build a product that may take months and months and months to build, and then you put it on the shelves, is gone. Now you need to stay relevant, and you just got to keep putting stuff out there. The competition is fierce.
Yeah. Murder for Hire, I thought was Busy Bone was phenomenal in it, as far as the character and just like playing that. I'm not gonna say Clockwork Orange, but it was just that quirky, different. Yeah. I hate to say it's fucking crazy. I just think it's part of Busy's persona, and I really liked it. And visually, like quality wise, the video was beautiful as well. But I just thought like the settings and it just was kind of like boring. It was just kind of boring to watch after you were in it for like a minute or so. But Busy Bone was great in it. I thought whatever character he was playing was fucking great.
Yeah, the storyline of the video needed to evolve and go somewhere. The premise was excellent, and then it just kind of just stayed flat.
Yeah. Brother Clay, what you got in the works?
Man, I don't know. For me, to be honest with you, is I'm letting go of everything that I've been holding on to.
Oh boy, this is some John Lippy
so
shit.
Long, right? And this stuff is putting out there, and as I do it, and I'm thinking about my relationship with Busy and what that experience was. It was absolutely fucking fascinating, fantastic experience, and at the same time life-changing. But he's got that song, man, like when it's over, it's over. I have to be honest, we're live, right? So fuck it.
We're live.
Check it out. Like you said,
you can't take it back here. You
don't watch it anyway.
You can't hit me. Yeah, I don't think anybody from Bone watches it, but all the affiliates, I'm pretty sure, watch it. So,
but I mean, that's okay because it's just being honest, right? And I can say things that I see that I recognize in other people from my experience and what I've done with my life.
You can say whatever you want. I love the smoke.
Bone's problem is Bone.
Yeah, we all know that, though. I think
right?
even they know.
We have a ceiling, a personal ceiling in our lives that, we or a certain place in the puzzle where we think we have to stay, and that's staying in one brand in one certain way is dying. It's the opposite of living. The definition of life is to grow and change and thrive, and and if you're done with it, you're done with it. I think these guys should be, like you guys said earlier, in movies. Flesh, a fucking amazing character, man. He was here in South Carolina. I had the chance to meet him backstage, man. Amazing character. Like everybody said here. First time I met him, I was like, okay, there's a real motherfucker. You know,
Yeah.
you know. I'm gonna say everything I saw for that. You know, it's a trick. You know, these guys are talented, and I think we as fans and supporters of the group and the individuals as people, we want to see them thrive, man. You know, and when I get on here, I just kind of like I'm looking at all that I put into it, you know, and they just fuck themselves, man. Here's why I'm pissed off at them because we were on a roll and we had something going. And here's what happened, man. We were going to shoot All I Ever Know in Houston. And I had planned with August how we were going to do meet and greets. We were going to buy a shotgun, have it custom painted, and have Busy sign it and raffle it off. You know, like we're going to make our money back from this. We put in a pot of $15,000 budget for All I Ever Know, right? And then the hurricane and the floods hit Houston. At the time, Busy was in Minneapolis doing a show. And I was like, well, we'll just postpone it. And they're like, no, we already shot it. I was like, what? No, we already shot it. So they took and shot All I Ever Know in a studio, just him voicing over it with D-Hawk and Excel. Did not pay Excel for showing up. Did not pay the cameraman. And $15,000 went towards a motorcycle for August, and no one got paid, and the video got. And so that's why, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I quit fucking with Valentine's and Harmony, man. Sorry. And it was a shame too, man, because the money was there, you know, to keep going on what we were doing. And for me, I didn't mind spending money because I knew what we were doing. We were rebranding. I was branding myself and utilizing this gentleman's platform of who I respect as an artist and a person because of what he talks about, you know, that like, I'm thinking these gentlemen have actually, I understand thuggish, ruggish bone, right? But I also understand growth, you know, and moving on. And so for me, it holds a hard place in my heart, you know, to give so much, man, just to kind of be given the fuck you. And whenever I felt like it was fake, I was pretty much done. And the shame thing for me was I had all this stuff I was sitting on. I look at this fucking movie. I'm here in front of my computer now. There's a fucking movie that no one has seen. And even if you've seen Misery, you haven't seen all this fucking footage. And I can see it. And I'm like, this fucking thing is amazing. But what do I do with it? So part of what I was thinking all day is coming on live with you guys tonight is just say like, what does this platform think I should do with all of this footage? You know, should we put it out there and let someone else make it? Because honestly, I can't let it consume my life anymore. You know, I'm ready to be done with it. And for me, it was a hobby, a passion, a love. Super grateful for the experience. Learned a lot. Loving everything about it, except for the kind of how it ended. But at this point, I don't have to keep doing this, whether I make music or go to work or stay in fucking bed all day. The checks still keep coming to me. I made sure I put my life in that position. So this hobby of mine, this passion, I kind of feel like for me, it's a time to let it go. You know, what do we do? If I put all the footage out, you know, on Beyond the Harmony, a smart editor is going to pick it up and say, God damn. You know,
I don't know. I know a pretty smart editor named Cecil West. We should talk offline. We'll see what happens. I have edited a few Busy Bone videos in my time. So maybe we can work something out. Clay, we're going to run out of time. So I got two quick questions. Maybe you won't be able to answer them quickly and we'll have to continue, but I'm going to put them both out there anyway. John's got a bedtime. I told him we'd be off by 10.
We fucked him up.
10:15.
I waited till
10:15. Okay.
I waited till 10 to come on anyway, just to keep John up, man.
What did Misery live up to your expectations? Did you get what you were looking to get out of Misery?
Yes and no. Yes, I got what I expected out of Misery based on what I had to work with. I wish I had got more from Busy to work with, and I would have done more. You know, it's crazy how many people, you know, came together to help make it happen. But the Busy part was just one verse, you know, and in the car, he was saying, I wish I knew we was going this far. I would have done more. And that was kind of my point from the beginning. Like what I'm saying now, like when people reach out to you, man, take them seriously, especially if they're throwing cash at you.
Well, to be fair, the guy gets he probably does a lot of verses for people that don't do shit at all.
He does.
And it's
I
lost.
can see that. I can see that. But I mean, like I had to, here's how long it took me to catch up with him. They were like, come to Vegas and you can see him. I was like, okay. So I flew to Vegas. He wasn't there. They were like, he's in LA. And I flew to LA and they're like, oh, he's in Houston. And I was like, fuck. So that's what, like, I had to push through all of that shit, you know, to get it done. I think we could have done more, but as far as what we got from it, like I'm telling you now, I still have stuff people hadn't seen that is of great value. So yes, when it came time to do the job, right, the dude showed up. He was professional. Everyone did their job. The cameras were great. Production team was great. So yes, you know, and misery means more to me than I don't know if it does for anyone else. I made my first $1 million in 2016, and I was really happy and comfortable with my life, but I wasn't comfortable with myself. And all of my life I had been through, it seemed like I've been locked up a lot. And I said a prayer to God, man, I got some things in my life I want to change. And I don't want you to lock me up anymore because I don't think I'll ever get out. And then misery happened and my life changed. And everything I asked God for that night 5 years ago or whatever it was, is a reality in my life today. So thank you, Jesus.
Last question, Clay. Last time we did a live, we had you on. We dropped the bombshell that Brother Clay contains what we believe may be the last DMX prayer recorded. And at that time, you said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Here we are 2 months since that live. Is there any progress on what, again, may very well be the very last recorded DMX prayer?
It's a very, very difficult thing because for me, it's the same path that I've been through before with Busy. It's a huge team and a lot of people involved. And to do it the way I want to do it is kind of expensive. And it's like you said earlier, you know, an artist may go through a lot of stuff or to get a lot of stuff that just is dropped. And I think over the past few years, I've just put a lot of stuff out there. And this thing here has to be done right. And I can't afford to do it right now, you know?
Is there, I can appreciate that you're more concerned with doing it right than profiting on it, because there's probably not going to be a more profitable time to put out a song with DMX than right now inside of this window of his death. And you and I had talked about this briefly offline, and I said, you know, be careful what you do, Clay, because there's a lot of energy around these prayers with DMX. Even during his life, they I think were handled and appreciated by the fans differently because of what they represented. And, you know, I said, hey, if this truly is his last one, and even if it isn't the very last one, maybe he did one days before, who the fuck knows, but it's one of his last ones for sure. The energy around releasing that, because you got to remember that he's got one at the end of all of his albums.
The new one, Exodus, is going to have one as well.
It means a lot to put one out there because it becomes prayer number what the fuck ever. It impacts the DMX story, or you know, it impacts a quadrilogy or whatever the fuck. So you got to be careful with it. So I appreciate that you have a big vision and it's not time. I would rather hear it.
I don't think it matters. Yes, right now is a great time to do it, but at the same time, like, it's a great time to do it. Yeah, there's all that attention, and then it's gone. Like we talked about earlier, what Crazy's doing with Leaves a Legend and having a product to attach to it on the end. So what we've talked about with management is, it came up in the funeral as well. We talked about the Ministries of X, where we take his music and put it into pamphlet guidelines of what a person of different understanding, layman terms, could learn from what the man was saying. And so to do that requires a team. You're talking about building a whole product. And then for myself, it's like, well, you know, how do I build a product around him? Why don't I build a product around myself and use that? So how it's leveraged is, and what it is timeless, I think, you know. And, you know, sometimes these things, like, you know, see, so you got songs with Busy you haven't let go. Sometimes these things mean more to you and your spirit than anything else, you know?
Yeah, I got a big one. I got, and we'll leave it on this, Brother Clay, because Brother Clay knows it. I got a song. It's a member of Bone. It's a member of the Cottonmouth Kings. It's a member of Strange Music. And it's a member of Twisted, all on the same song. And I just haven't put it out yet. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Beyond the Harmony alumni, Brother Clay. We appreciate you calling in, Clay.
Yep. Thank you, guys. I'm going to get off of here. Blessings to everybody. Y'all have a good night, man. Keep going.
Thanks, Clay.
Yep.
Peace out.
Peace.
All right.
Always appreciate Clay.
Beyond the harmony for the fans, we celebrate. Uploading the videos every Thursday, so join